Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about Gnostic spirituality. Um, I'm a little bit in a rush, so I will make a video kind of fast. Um, the topic that God guided me to speak about in this video is related to two job descriptions within the convents. Now, let me explain this so you will understand. God has shown to me that basically much of these bondages and all these convent practices which are we are experiencing as targeting objectives of these scripts have been created during or perfected. God corrects me. Perfected is being created in a long practice of dark arts since ancient times, but it's been perfected during Nazi regime. Basically, all the research that the Nazi regime has done on DNA alteration and all that has been done with the help of certain organizations, convents, shamanic groups, and stuff like this, which supported the Nazi practice of DNA alteration. Now, at the end, the Nazi officers and system became the victim of these individuals. Um, but in the initial phase, they worked together. And they created in Nazi concentration camps all these tortures, which were meant to literally study individuals, how chakras connect, how you can lower vibration, how you can destroy psychologically someone, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to enter into too much detail because it will be too long of a video. But of course, I have all the details of the research, exactly what type of experiments they have been conducting, using technology, using shamanic practices, using gypsy practices, using African practices of witchcraft and Latin American voodoo type, much of dark arts. I'm studying this in depth and in detail because I will include all of this in my initiative of legislation to ban all these practices. Yeah, so they created like compendium of all of these practices. They literally declared dead a lot of individuals which were not dead at all. And then they created fake identities for other individuals, connecting them artificially, saying, okay, this individual, this prisoner, we declare him dead. We say that another prisoner and another prisoner are their mother and father. And we make documents for this. We make claims and we attach spirits on it in such a way so that when they leave the concentration camp, they meet and they literally create that. They, it's very long process to explain. They took the spirits of those individuals upon death. They took and trapped those spirits, and they manipulated in such a way so in the next lifetime, regardless how you get born, you get claimed and many times abducted and adopted by those individuals whom they decided that should be your father and mother. Why? Because those individuals worked for them and they were supposed to sell you out, namely sell your rights to them, you being used to feed on you. Um, these are, the karmic parents, the karmic relatives, the karmic lovers, the karmic marriages that you created, or whatever relationship you created in your lifetime. All of it, it's been manipulated and it's been pre-decided. It's nothing that this is important for those who blame yourself. It's no decisions that you made. Literally, they created this through spirit world and through necromancy. I have lots of details about it. It's just I don't have enough time to enter into all details in just one email. And God has guided me to talk about two specific topics, which I will introduce now. So all of this information they put in a book of knowledge, they call it a book of knowledge. Literally, what it means, it's like intel info on you, psychologically, emotionally. They mold you by spirit attachment. They send spirit attachment on you, and they mold you in the way they want you. We want her to be more emotional. We want her to be obedient. We want her to be fearful of this or that. And this way we can control what type of spirit we send on her to feed whom. So this is very extensive information which they are using today. These convents today work with this book of knowledge. What they do, they take a scenario from the book of knowledge, they create a ritual, and they activate a timeline, meaning they set free spirits upon you and upon certain individuals whom they want to be present in your life in different capacities: your boss, your lover, your neighbor, your parents, your whatever relative or friend or acquaintances or whatever. And they create that reality. Basically, it's a movie scenario from the book of knowledge, so-called book of knowledge, which they create first in spirit world, setting free all these spirits upon you and those individuals who they decide to be in your life, and opening certain portals through certain accusations, judgments. That's why they have these hidden secret courts of laws, which it's also embarrassing to call them courts of laws, because they do these judgments unbeknownst to you, based on untruthful declarations, only meant to serve the interests they have. So this is not court of law, not court of justice. This is just a pretend anyhow. So they create a timeline through different means, which unfolds in astral, in spirit world. Yeah. Now, if you're not aware of what is going on, and you are not, you don't have energy awareness, sooner or later the darkness they send upon you, it will weight you down, and you are bound to make wrong choices for yourself without knowing the reality and the truth of it all. Yeah. And without sometimes without even imagining that some individual who comes your way can come with such evil intentions and from such type of evil organization. Anyhow, I come now to the two topics that God wanted me to approach in this video. Because in my research I said, what the fuck you mean, man? They made a book of knowledge of scenarios to manipulate our lives. Then I will make a book of knowledge of their practices and all of their procedures, all of their job descriptions, all of their positions in these organizations. We can play this game too. We can turn the table, man. What the fuck you mean? You cannot do this. You cannot be creating evil in other people's life just so you gain money and fame. So this is what I've done, and this will serve, of course, my project to create legislation to ban their practices. And today God asked me to talk about two job descriptions, two type of individuals, two prototypes of individuals whom they send your way. These are job descriptions for them. They are working for these convents. They get paid, rewarded with houses, with cars, with money, with promotions, with positions, with fame. They take a nobody and they make them famous out of nothing through media, which works for them, just because they agreed to do this for them. Yeah. And we have the two positions which God asked me to talk about, is the placeholder and the hitman. Yeah. The placeholder is an individual, man or woman, yeah, which keeps the space. The individual claims you, regardless if you are in a relationship with him or not. Most times you don't even know, but he claims you. He says, she's my woman, but you have no idea. Sometimes you don't even meet the individual. His job is to not allow anyone to come near you. Basically, to just isolate you. So you will not be able to have relationship with anyone. I've seen men who tried to date me and got beaten up because of it. And I had no clue by whom, because I was single, you know. At some point, I even told one individual who wanted to ask me out in 2017, I told him, listen, this and this happens around me. I totally understand if you don't want to get involved. I know it's intel individuals who do this. I don't understand why they do it, because I'm not dating anyone and I haven't been dating in years. So I don't know why they do this. So I actually experienced this myself. This placeholder is not a true partner. Even if you get partners and you get married with him, he's not going to be a true partner, because he's meant to save you for his higher ups to feed on you. Yeah, so he's just a placeholder. He's not allowed to feed himself on you. Only he will get, of course, the benefit of your energy, of your presence, and as the energy goes through him to the higher ups. He is either active in these organizations, which means he works for them actively, worships those individuals who feed on you, participate in rituals, rituals of sacrifice on you, rituals of all sorts of death on you. Many times they declare you death. The individual has the job to make a lot of untruthful declarations about you, which will legitimize taking your rights. She's not a good wife, but that's a lie. She's not doing this or that, but that's a lie. But they need these declarations in order to justify the so-called judgments they make on you and the decisions to take your rights. Okay, so then if she's not a good wife, then we will not promote her in the next position that she deserved. As a punishment, we take that from her and we redistribute it to somebody else. Yeah, this is a lie, of course. This is what they want, and they create this circus around you. Again, without you even knowing. The placeholder has so he's either active and he does all of this, or some of them are literally just how do you say, allowing this to allowing them to be used. So they don't have an important role in these organizations, at least in the beginning. They are sort of like observers, and they just channel. They allow to be used for different things, to be spirits to be set on them, to feed on you. They sign in blind. God showed me individuals who signed in blind, didn't even care to read what they signed. They said, this, we need you to sign this about her. Didn't even read, just signed it. The only question he had was, what do I get? Yeah. So he can be active or not. Most probably, and I've been shown this, with time, even if he initially is not active, with time, he's going to get greedy, because all of these spirits being on him, with time, he's going to want to become active, and he will become worse and worse, because much darkness is going through him at you. Yeah, I've been married with one of these, so I know what I'm talking about. He has a walking spirit on him, placed on him, which works through him, feeding his higher ups on you. Yeah, he steals your rights. Of course, he steals and sells your right. He takes rewards for it, and I explained how he will make all sorts of declarations to justify a convent decision to steal your rights. Untruthful, but he doesn't care. The point is that you are meant to be a minister, a prime minister, a president, whatever, businessman or businesswoman, and these are all rights. And they say, no, we don't want her because we decided somebody else to be in these positions. We need to steal this from her. You need to make declarations that she did this and this and this, so we can justify stealing this from her, which they call redistribution, because of you not being worthy of it. You imagine, God decides you have a purpose to be a leader, and they decide that you are not worthy of it, and they steal that from you based on lies. Anyhow, in 2-3 words, this is the placeholder, the individual next to you, which this is just a brief description. He evolves in time and becomes evil and greedy and competitional and hateful at you because at some point, sooner or later, he's gonna hate what he's doing. And the fact that God showed me that my ex-husband, who was actually sent from the very beginning to do this at me, he said at some point he hated me just because why is everybody talking to me only about her, asking about her? Everybody, every discussion they have with me, it's on about her. So he was jealous, because he was jealous of me because of him being involved in doing harm to me, because he wanted the attention of those people for himself. And he at some point got, initially he liked it, then he got jealous of it. He said, well, now they should be talking to me, I'm important. No, man, you're fucking no important, you're just crazy in your mind. They used you, that's all. And that you thought that's important. No. Anyhow, he evolves in time. Yeah. Now, this is the one that God wants me to expose the most, the hitman. The hitman is the one sent, or which comes to you when they can't take you down. So after all they've done, you still have awareness, you still have energy awareness, you still are yourself. You did not accept all the darkness they sent to you. Or when you figure out what they've done, and they stand the chance to be exposed or to get karma, the hitman is sent to you. His job is to transfer all karma back to you, and to block you from exposing, to blocking you from getting justice. And even if you didn't figure out what they're doing, or you're not taking actions against them, his job is to block your new beginning. If you get a new beginning, God restores all your rights which they stole, which is very dangerous for them. So then they send a hitman your way. So they to make sure that you don't get justice, they don't get karma, you don't get a new beginning, you don't get to move ahead, you don't get to do your purpose, you don't get to discover your gifts, you don't get to do anything. And basically, the hitman takes everything back to the convent to be redistributed, steals everything from you. I will expose in another video how they steal, because I know that as well by now. It's not that easy as I thought initially. It's a little bit more complicated, and it's more in our favor, so it's better for you to know. Anyway, the hitman is knowledgeable as opposed to the placeholder. This one plays the shamanic practices. He is a shapeshifter. He works with walking spirits, which he himself summons and calls upon him, and takes them on to help him in this work, which he does. So it's different than the placeholder, which sits and a walking spirit is put on him. The hitman is knowledgeable and summon and takes on the walking spirit to work with him. He takes on, in his work, embodies by telepathy various identities from your life. This basically looks like, I will tell you how energetically looks like you put on a shirt. This is how they take on energy of an individual. So you have a lover, a brother, and I don't know, a neighbor, three people. He can take the energy of any of them, just like he puts on a shirt, because he already placed spirits on those individuals. So this is the shape shifting. He shifts from one to another. So in very short time, this individual will attack you, the hitman will attack you wearing the mask of those three identities in your life. You, on spirit level, on soul level, and if you're aware in astral, even in astral, you will see that identity. You will see your lover, you will see your neighbor, you will see your sister, or whatever identity he decides to take. He takes on those identities and works through them on you to harm you, to create trauma, because his purpose is to create the trauma. Yeah. to create the hurt, the pain, the gaslighting, the trauma, the insecurity, the to lower your vibration. He's supposed to take you down, to take you out. Yeah. So he's literally, that's why it's a hitman. He goes all the way up to murder. He doesn't have any kind of remorse, and he has free free hand from the organization to kill you if it's the case. Yeah. So when you talk about a hitman, he knows that he can do anything, and that he's covered by the convent, and usually is covered by many other even institutions with authority in state. Yeah. So these are individuals who have no mercy. They will literally kill you if they can, and that's a very big if. Yeah. Anyhow, so as I said, he's sent to create all of this harm to you, on you, and to okay, my battery is low, and to take you out. Now the battery is low, but I am done already with the topic. It's not a big deal. Again, these are the identities that God wanted me to discuss in this video: the hitman and the placeholder. The hitman doesn't necessarily have to be alone. Usually they work in pair, a man and a woman, and they come together. The woman, for example, a couple like this moved next to me just recently, coming to as job description as hit, man and woman. She usually is the poltergeist. So they act at the same time, simultaneously, attack you simultaneously. One of them by poltergeist, one of them by walking spirit, one of them aiming to open you up emotionally, either by angering you, making you angry, making you, even by startling you. I noticed this. Just startling you, making a huge noise to startle you, because that's already a very brief open of your emotional energy on solar plexus, yeah, which is being exploited by the other one, which is working with the walking spirit on you. Yeah, because they are you, by then you cleaned, you healed, so they are supposed to create the wound, to create the attachment, to create all of the harm. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop because my battery is low, and now because of this, I also don't have light. But I think I said most important things that God wanted me to say. The hitman and the placeholder. There are much more nuances to each of them. I just gave you the nutshell info about each of them. And of course, the important thing is that there is a book of knowledge in their practices. I am working on our book of knowledge with God's guidance and much information about all of them, and about all they do and all of the practices and job descriptions they have. Just know that they create timelines to manipulate and to create your life, literally, to create your life. Go back to the video in which I talk about parallel timelines so you'll understand how that works. I'm going to stop here and now because I also wanted to upload this in a decent period of time, okay? I already specified in the previous video, there is no PayPal account at this point in time for me. I deleted it last year, so please don't be tricked by scammers. I still take donations, and I thank in advance for donations and for financial help, because I want to set in motion all of this legislation, advocacy, and practices. And of course, there's a lot that is needed in order to, logistically speaking, to create it. I am looking forward to leave Chernica. I am still here, unfortunately, but I'm seeking to get a van, and of course, I will thank in advance to anyone who wants to help, and to get a van in order to do more research around, and of course, My other most dear objective is to relocate to United States as soon as possible, where I will basically do most of the exposing of all of this information in a much more systematic way, in a much more professional way, as up until now, God said, you've been a reporter from war area, from combat area so far. So I will get into my next phase when I can actually talk as a professional uh, working on legislation. So it will be in a different type of setting, I hope. And not only I hope, I know it's going to be in a different type of setting. And I'm looking forward to get to the United States, to California, Los Angeles, where I am guided that is my next location.